Hi there. So in this lesson, we're going to create a calendar table. Now, we can do that by going to modeling and clicking on new table and calling this calendar table, and we'll call the calendar function. And what the calendar function does, it spits out unique values for dates between the start date and the end date. So I'd like a start date of January 1st, 2016, or let's just do 2015. 2015, and the first month and the first day. And the end date, if I could type correctly, and the end date is going to be 2020 December 31st. So this is a calendar table with 6 years. Let's see how that looks. Click on date and create a table. Now I can also order this by starting year, and we see that we have unique values for each day. Now what I can do is let's just drag some data into here and see how that looks like. Let's drag in revenue. Now you might have this problem. And that problem is that we have the same amount of revenue, which is our total revenue, for every single day. And how does that look on a graph? It looks like a straight line. And obviously that's not very useful. Let's change that. We can go into relationships right here and create a relationship. We're going to create a relationship between the calendar table and the transaction table. And I'm going to drag this date here and create a many to one relationship. Why is this many to one? That's because this date column will have many transactions for a specific date, while this one is only going to have one. So in January 1st, 2016, it might have 10 orders or 100 orders or 1,000 orders, while there's always going to be one January 1st, 2016. Now, if this gives you an error, that's because what you should do is make sure that the format is correct for both of these date columns. It's the same. And to do that, we can go onto the data tab here and then go into the date column of the date table, and we can see that this is a year, month, day, and time format. While in the transaction data, we don't have any time. And we should change that. So I'm going to click on this, go to modeling, and I'm going to change the data type to just be a date. Okay. Now once this is done, we can go ahead. Now you see this is fixed, right? So it looks good. If I can go and drill down into my dates, and I can also use this drill down button to drill further down into a specific month, where it gives me all the dates for that month. So in this date table, we can add more columns. We can add more columns. For instance, we only have year, quarter, month, and day. But what if I want to add in day of week? Or I want a different format for the month? Well, I can simply go into the date table here and add a new column. So let's add in a month short. And you can rename this any way you like. But we're just going to call it month short for now. We're going to call the format function. The value it's going to take in is going to be this date column in the calendar table. So I'm just going to type in date to get that in. And the format, well, if you want to do a short month format, the 4 M's is going to give us a long month format, while the 3 M's is going to give us a short month format. And let's see how that looks. Great. So we have Jan, Feb, Oct, and so on. Now, if I want day of week, I'm just going to go in and create a new column. And let's call it day of week. And it's going to be using the format function. The value is going to be date. And I'm going to use DDD. And that's going to give me the days of week. So we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so on. And if you want to make that a longer name, so the full name, just add a D right here. So the other thing you can do is you can combine these two. So let's say I want a year and a month. And I can call the format function again. And then have my date value. And the format I want is going to be a short form for a year, then it's followed by a slash, and then I want a long month name. Okay, let's see how that looks. Year, month, perfect. And you can play around with this by adding in Y's or cutting down on the M's, or adding in, let's say, dates if you like, to see what format you like if you need to do so. Now I'm going to delete this because I've already created a calendar table that has a bunch of formats which you can use, and you can find that at the bottom or attach to this video. And let's see how to grab that in. So here we are. I'm going to highlight this, and I want to create a new table. So what I do is I click Control A, Control C, and then Control V. And now I have my full calendar date table right here, which has a custom date format, and it has a week number, and it also has a way to convert the week number into a nicer format right here.